Hi, this is Maddie, and I'm building a $1 billion business, and this is the second video of me documenting my journey. So far, things have been progressing steadily, but this week, a few interesting things happened, and I have an update on three main things. The first update is on investment, and the second one is on the product, and lastly, an update on sales, which is something new I'm exploring. Well, let me start off by talking about investment and share my thoughts and updates on it. As I previously mentioned, 12 investors reached out to invest in Design QA. That honestly was a little bit of a surprise to me, but a nice surprise, of course. And it made me feel great because it was another strong signal that we are onto something here. We are building something with a huge potential, and others are noticing that. And they want to be part of this journey and this mission. So with that in mind, I started scheduling calls with these people who reached out to invest in the company. And I prepared the pitch deck, like I mentioned in the previous video. And things were moving in the right direction. But I took a pause for a second and I started thinking about what I'm doing and how I've been using my time. And a few questions started popping up on my head, is this the best use of my time? Do I really need money right now? Will the terms be in my favor if I brought in some investors early? So these are questions I think they come to your mind as a founder or to all founders. And then they are really hard questions. And they get really harder when there are investors knocking on your door, especially in this kind of market where investments do not come easy or as easy as they used to come. So because of that, I reached out to my mentors. We discussed the three main areas of focus that I have at the moment, which are building the product, doing some marketing, and lastly, doing sales. So three main things that I am doing at the moment, and they are all very important for building a sustainable business or building a SaaS company. So adding fundraising to the mix would be a major distraction at this point, at least in my situation. The answer might be different for other startups, but for my specific situation, it was pretty clear that I shouldn't be fundraising. So because of that, I decided to put fundraising on pause and focus on building the product and growing it. And that's a good segue for my next update about the product, where an interesting thing happened this week. I asked one of the engineers on the team to make a few improvements to how we render Figma designs. And after a few days, the engineer reached out to let me know that the feature or the improvements are done and ready for being tested. So I pulled the changes on my machine and I ran the project to see what changes he made. And to my surprise, I realized that there has been a little bit of a miscommunication, and the developer thought that we needed to build like a Figma to HTML feature in our product. At first, I was like, this is interesting. Maybe we need this, or do we? So I quickly thought that, we don't actually need this at the moment. We may need it later on in the future when we want to generate better or alternative fixes to some of the bugs. But for now, we don't need that. Even though it's already built, I don't think it's a good idea for us to pursue that path and continue building that kind of feature, because there are a lot of companies who are specialized in building that specific kind of feature. So I spoke with the engineer. We worked together on making the actual improvements we needed. And we pushed that and everything went smoothly after. And lastly, a quick update on sales, which is a total new territory for me, something I've never done before, something I had no idea how it works. I've worked with salespeople before. I thought that their job was hard. It's really hard, challenging. But at the same time, it's very interesting for me. It's something that I enjoy because it's challenging me in all different ways. I'm actually enjoying the challenge and learning more about sales and the different techniques. Speaking of that, I've actually went into the rabbit hole of looking into the best kind of CRM for managing my list of people to reach out to and all of that. Initially, I made my own Notion doc or Notion CRM in a way where I keep track of everyone I reached out to and where we are in the sales process and all of that. But I wasn't sure if this is the best way for tracking all that data. So I looked around to see if there are some other tools that could help me with that. And I found a couple of tools like Atio and 20. I tried both. I noticed that they have some cool things and cool parts that could be helpful for me. But I then realized that maybe this is not the right time for me to work on optimizing my pipeline. Maybe I should be focused more on making more sales, figuring out how to sell the product, what is the best way to sell it, and then I can work and worry about optimizing these kind of things and automating some of the flows in my sales process. With that being said, I would really appreciate it if anyone here is in sales or have sales experience who could share a few tips and tricks on managing these kind of things. How do you manage a pipeline? How do you automate things? What is the easiest and quickest way to do that without interrupting my workflow? I guess that was the last update in this video. I'm really happy to be sharing my journey, and I'm hoping that this is going to inspire some people to start something on their own. And lastly, before I sign off, if you are not on the wait list, please sign up on the wait list. I already started reaching out to people to give them early access on designqa.com. With that, thank you. See you in another video.